Hey, what's going on to all my water signs? Hope everyone's doing okay today. Here's a little special that I'm doing for you guys for the solar eclipse. And this is intended and meant to be as a love reading. I normally don't do a lot of those, so I decided to do it for you guys this month, in remembrance for the solar eclipse. But you can regard it as maybe just even friendship, relationship, partnership, any of the above, people at work, co-workers, whatever the case may be for you. Go ahead and apply it to your situation. Remember, guys, this is also a general love reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, you guys, here are the card positions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The black card is going to be you guys. The white card is going to be the person in question, whether that's mother, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, neighbor, boss, whatever the case may be for you. So this is just general, about relationships. It is a love reading though, but you can apply it as so. Okay, so for the first position here, represents your present status or overall energy. The second position here represents the positive attributes. Third position right here represents other matters or considerations that need to be addressed. And the fourth position here represents the negative attributes. Once again, guys, this is a general love reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't and apply it to your unique situation. Also remember to watch your sun, moon, and your rising as well and apply that to your unique situation. Also, I just wanted to remind you guys that since energy is fluid, the energies may get crossed over in terms of the card positions. So for instance, you may be the black card, they may be the white card, or they may be the white card, you may be the black card, or in some instances, you may be the black, they may be the white, or maybe over here, you're the white and they're the black. So just go ahead and apply it to your guys' situation, all right? Go ahead and check out the comment section of this video for a timestamp for your specific sign. Okay, let's go ahead and bless the deck and then we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide all the water signs with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they are meant to be. Okay, Cancer, so for your overall energy, right here, the first position, I'm kind of feeling like one of you is kind of like trying to communicate a little bit more effectively, a little bit better, or trying to keep an open line of communication. I feel like the other is maybe coming in maybe abruptly, or maybe not following the same guidelines that you're trying to implement or that you have set into motion per se. I kind of feel as well that maybe you or the other is kind of doing things upon your own will, not really checking in with the other person. Kind of feel like one is coming in very strongly, one is coming in very abruptly, one's coming in very ambitious, but ambitious along the lines of, excuse me, and kind of stubborn. I'm feeling like coming in kind of very berating, coming in like, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I want and this is how it's going to go down. And then the other is kind of left to understand exactly how communication can maybe turn that around, or how communication can maybe transform that, how communication can make this more of an effective relationship. I feel like maybe you guys are maybe not on the same page right now. One's trying to communicate properly while the other is trying to come in and be very almost controlling, and almost using their control as a means of one being or putting one up on the other. I feel one is definitely has a lot of fire energy and is coming in with that assertiveness, with that that edginess, but in a negative way, trying to display or put on power over the other, I kind of feel. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify or take it one little step further. Get some more clarity, I should say. Okay, Cancer, you got the 10 of water, the 10 of cups. Your partner, or the person in question, got the 10 of swords reverse. Okay, I kind of feel, Cancer, like maybe over time, this will kind of help in terms of you just kind of coming to terms with how to communicate better. Also, maybe letting them know exactly how you feel. Letting them know what you require and what you need over time and what you need from the relationship. And I feel like this will also maybe lead them to come to conclusions in terms of how to oblige you, how to turn things around. And I also feel like maybe they think that maybe some of the actions that are going on, they may think or come to the conclusion that maybe they're coming from you, or that your energy is a direct influence upon their decision making that would cause them to maybe feel like they are not making the right decisions, like, you know, like it's becoming a damper on their decision making, your decision making. And I kind of feel like maybe, or it can go either way, you know, the energies can cross, but I feel like that can be kind of happening. But as long as you guys keep an open line of communication in terms of what you guys expect and need of each other, I feel like things can turn around. And I feel like things can be a little bit better, and it'll make your situation, it'll transform it and make it more enjoyable, I feel. So for your second position here, for the positive attributes, I'm kind of feeling like maybe when one of you is maybe a little bit stronger than the other in terms of how they feel, in terms of how the week is going, or how the month, I should say, or just the current disposition, when one is stronger than the other, it kind of helps the other to make decisions for the for you guys, as you know, as a couple or together, or however the situation may be for you, that, you know, when one feels a little bit stronger than the other, it leads the other to making better decisions, or they're able to have your back in a certain sense. I also feel like maybe I'm also picking up, I'm not sure why, but maybe the mistakes that are kind of made within the relationship in terms of or partnership, in terms of the mistakes that are made in terms of like maybe not the proper decisions or not the best decision, it kind of goodness comes out of it. Like it's can I say, it's a test of your guys' strength together, and I feel like then it transforms and turns into a different type of way, and it comes out to be better, or it comes out to be favorable, the end result. I feel like when you guys are both kind of maybe not on the same page sometimes, like it causes it to those decisions to come about, the wrong decisions to come about, and then one kind of fixes it while the other kind of is left to kind of just feel maybe like bad about it, or maybe not feeling so great about it. Then the other one kind of fixes it and puts it into perspective and then transforms it, and it makes the relationship a little bit stronger, I feel like, in turn. Okay, so you got the Hangman. Person in question got the 7 of Swords. Okay. Maybe maybe you or the other person just kind of hangs around, seeing what the intention of the other person is. Trying to maybe see, I'm also picking up that maybe one of you is maybe more observant in terms of the people that are around you, in terms of the influence that people have on you or on the other. And like basically one of you are just more observant in terms of like what's going on, and the other may be more, a little more aloof, maybe not so, you know, in tune with like social graces. And then, you know, one of you kind of picks it up, and in terms of like what people are doing and what their real goals are, and if they don't have your best interests as in heart in terms of with each other or together. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of what's going on a little bit. You know, one just hangs around, observes, seeing what's going on, and then, you know, the other may miss those little cues, but one catches it, and then one is then able to, you know, let you know like, hey, John or Susie does not have the best intentions for us. Look what's going on. I picked this up. I saw this. I saw the way that they did this, or they questioned this. You know what I mean? Like questioning people's motives. And I feel like you guys kind of maybe at times when you guys are copacetic, that, you know, you work as a team in terms of, you know, other people's intentions and what they're actually doing. Maybe, I don't want to say behind your back, but doing and saying when you're not necessarily maybe there, or when you're not around, or maybe when you are around, and then seeing how they act, you know? So the direct outside influences upon you guys as individuals and as a couple as well. So for your third position here, in terms of what needs to be addressed or other matters that need to be addressed, I kind of feel like, let me see, I want to make sure I got this card correct. Yeah, the Four of Fire. Okay. You got the Four of Fire reverse. You got Justice reversed. Okay. I'm kind of getting or picking up on that sometimes in you guys' relationship, you guys don't feel like it's fair. Like you guys don't have the even amount of maybe respect within the relationship, and it kind of throws things off at that point, and it makes both of you feel like, you know, there's lack of respect. There's also lack of achieving each other's goals or being on the same page with each other, I feel. And I feel like this is kind of a cycle that kind of goes on with you guys. You know, Justice in reverse can also, you know, signify good guy got the badness, you know, and then the bad guy got the goodness, kind of, in a sense. But then I feel like you guys go back and forth in terms of who deserves more, who deserves what. I feel like you guys kind of have a hard time coming to the conclusion of who deserves what, who deserves more, who deserves less. But then you guys can't look at it like that. You guys look at it like you guys work together, right, to achieve a common goal, or you know, to achieve the attainment of a common goal. But I feel like, you know, you guys get lost in that fairness. Like, well, you guys keep score, I feel, and that's just kind of ruining the relationship, or it's putting a damper upon the relationship, and it's really making you guys say like, oh, well, you got this, you got this last time, well, you got this last time, like, well, what, it's my turn, like that kind of thing. Like those pointing of the fingers are kind of going on a little bit, and I feel like the keeping score is just not really working for you guys, and it's becoming a real issue within the relationship. Okay, Cancer, you got the Eight of Water, or the Eight of Cups reverse, and they got Strength. Okay. Kind of feel like maybe when one of you wants to walk away, and one of you feels like that's it, it's a wrap, it's over, I feel like the other one kind of is the is like the salt pillar, in a sense, like the strength of the relationship, and one kind of reminds the other like, well, look how far we've come, look at how far we've reached as together, as a couple, or as, you know, whatever the question or the relationship may be for you right now at this point in time. But I also feel like, you know, when one feels like they want to walk away, then the other has to kind of remind the other not to, or the reasons why to not. That does signify there's you know, there's some dissonance going on within the relationship. There's some there's not communication, or not effective communication going on. Like, you know, you guys are kind of working against each other, adversely against each other, and you guys need to find that common medium in terms of what you guys need, and how to, you know, how to help each other out, and how to appease each other's needs. Not only appease, but also, you know, acquire and successfully implement each other's needs and each other's goals, and meet each other halfway. And I feel like when they, going back to keeping score, I feel like that kind of ruins it a little bit, or because it puts a damper upon the relationship as a whole, and it leads you guys to kind of, like I said, keeping score, and that's just not the way to go about things. You know, so one person may get more for that time being, and then the other person may get more for that time being. But also, Cancer, you have to remember, you know, you and the person in question here, you guys both have to realize that, you know, what's important to one should be important to the other, and vice versa, you know. So for your last and final position, for the negative attributes, I kind of feel, okay, you got the Father of Fire. Okay, I kind of feel like maybe sometimes within the relationship or the partnership, the clash of wills can happen. And I feel like things kind of come, or things transpire in a certain way where you two can become kind of disconnected, where you guys are so focused and so ambitious upon your own goals as individuals that you guys kind of forget to remind each other what you're doing together. I feel like there may be some information withheld. I'm not saying maybe, you know, done in a negative aspect or with deception involved, but maybe just kind of, okay, keeping things from each other because they kind of know that they'll maybe upset the other, which is sort of that's a double-edged sword, because you know it can help the other in terms of not becoming stressed out, but then when the other finds out about it, it can be like, well, why didn't you tell me about that? And then the other's kind of like, well, I mean, I know that it kind of upsets you. And then, you know, the other's kind of like, but what do you mean? Like, no, you need to tell me these things, like, because then we run into issues. And I feel like it's a double-edged sword. So that's why I feel like communication is really the best thing to kind of go about, or to strengthen within the relationship, for sure. You know, because communication is everything. And I feel like for a lot of signs, in a lot of these videos, communication was the number one thing. And so you got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, okay? And your partner, or the person in question, got the King of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I kind of feel like, you know, it does have a lot to do with things not moving in your guys' favor, and therefore you guys can't solidify an even or an understanding amount or surmount to a certain type or cohesive sense of stability. I feel like when things don't go maybe your way, or your partner, or the person in question's way, it kind of upsets you guys, and it makes you feel like you guys are not on the same page, which I understand. You know, anyone can understand that, but then, you know, when problems and situations arise, we have to trust each other, and we have to trust each other that we're both going to handle it, and things that aren't maybe necessarily spoken of or said, it's maybe for their own person's good. Like I said, this is a tough situation to kind of be in a little bit. I kind of feel like maybe when the King of Pentacles is in reverse, it's kind of, you know, one person viewing things upon their own way. They're just going to do things by the way that they want. And, you know, someone who's very eye on the prize, they only think about money, maybe other things that are going on within the relationship, maybe feeling like they can't provide. The King of Pentacles in reverse can signify something like that. Someone who comes in with tunnel vision, they're going to do things their way, and I feel like that's kind of a direct, you know, effect upon how things manifest, you know, and upon how things, okay, I'm kind of picking up too, like maybe demasculizing one or the other, and even defeminizing one or the other, maybe using the feminine and masculine traits against each other, kind of like setting roles, like, oh, you're expected to do this, and I'm expected to do this, I'm the man, you're the woman, you know, whatever the case may be for you guys, or whoever, you know, whoever signifies, or whoever exudes or picks up the feminine and masculine traits within the relationship, that, you know, that's their role. And it shouldn't always be like that. You guys should check in with each other, you know, and see if one's lacking in a certain area, then the other is not lacking in the area. Maybe you guys should switch roles, or maybe switch duties. Maybe you guys can come up with a better plan in terms of maybe who can get the job done more effectively. I'm kind of picking up. That was a little tidbit at the end there. But alright, Cancer, I think it's all I'm picking up for your spread here for the solar eclipse for August 2017. Scorpio, so for your spread here, you got the Star reversed, and the person in question got the Five of Wands reversed. Okay, so I kind of feel, Scorpio, like maybe the overall energy is kind of either one of you or you are losing hope, and maybe not being so vulnerable. So in turn, it's maybe making the relationship kind of, I don't want to say predictable, but kind of making the relationship a little bit, yeah, predictable maybe, but in a way where like you can't, or your you and your partner, or the person in question, your relationship is kind of like on autopilot. I'm also picking up that maybe because, okay, I'm also picking up too, like that maybe because you are not any longer vulnerable. I never looked at the Star card reverse as so, but that you're no longer vulnerable, you're more secure with yourself, that maybe it's helping the relationship, that maybe you and your partner or the person in question's relationship is getting stronger because you're more secure with yourself and you understand what you require and what you need. And in turn, less arguments come up and less contention starts and less issues arise, maybe because you make definitive or more solidified decisions, and just general relief in terms of you guys, in terms of maybe expectations, and maybe some of the things that either you or the person in question, um, maybe the thing that you guys lacked, now it's there, and you don't need the other person or the other party to pick up that slack for you. Let's see. Okay, so you got the Sun. They got the King of Swords reversed. Okay. Well, I'm kind of looking at this as maybe one of you is happier without the other around so much. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. Or maybe, okay, maybe through your guys' issues and through your guys' maybe debilitating moments as a partner or as the relationship, prevails over, it's kind of like you guys respect each other a little bit more because you guys know exactly how you can push each other's buttons. Or maybe some of the words that are coming out of your guys' mouths maybe have not been the best lately. And because of that, you guys are maybe solving a lot of issues in terms of things are coming out up to the surface, and now you're able to talk about them since they're actually out there in the open now, and you guys don't hide how you guys are feeling about each other. And also, maybe, okay, I'm not sure why I'm picking this up too, but maybe you guys enjoy the moment of fighting and then the making up. Maybe there's some kind of something that has to do with some kind of psychological kind of issue going on where the honeymoon stage is very fascinating. It's very riveting to you guys, or to one of you. Or one of you is simply not being too honest with the other person, maybe, but you're kind of giving or perceiving little white lies. So it's kind of like, maybe saying, oh yeah, you look beautiful today, and really they may not, but then you're kind of just saying that just because you don't want to make them feel bad, which is still, protecting them and and keeping them secure. You're lying to them, but not really though. You don't want to be mean to them because there's a difference between, being honest and just being an asshole, like, right? Okay, so for your second position here for the positive attributes, you got the High Priestess reversed. You got the Emperor. Maybe there could be some secrets. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm picking this up, but maybe one of you kind of don't have the most honest job. Work is work, don't get me wrong. But maybe it's adding to your guys' stability in terms of, procuring funds maybe illegally. That's maybe for one or two of you. It's not for everyone, but maybe you guys maybe have been slacking off, or maybe one of you have been slacking off in terms of trusting yourself. And you may see that maybe there's some adjustments that need to be made in terms of your stability, in terms of protecting it, in terms of building upon it. Or maybe you kind of didn't do something or go about something in your natural way, or you didn't react in your natural manner, and some good came out of it, changed a situation, and you were like, oh, thank God I didn't pop off that time, or thank God that didn't happen, kind of thing, like, because you reacted differently, which also leads, either one of you to, or both of you, to come to the conclusion that, sometimes self-control is the best thing. Sometimes, understanding the other person even when you don't want to is the best thing to do, because you guys build as a couple or as in a relationship or a friendship, and you guys can then become stronger. I'm also picking up maybe listening to each other's intuition. When someone has a hunch, the other should maybe follow it or listen to it and go along with it and not disregard it. Maybe one of you is trying real hard to keep everything together while the other is kind of just existing, maybe floating around, just kind of kicking it, not really trying too hard. Maybe, or I'm kind of going to go back to the illegal procuring of funds. Maybe someone's not being too honest. Maybe one is doing that and the other is unaware of it. But I mean, either way, I see that it's maybe a good thing, you know, because sometimes working with the negatives can make for better pictures, like Drake says, but you know, that kind of sense. But no judgments, shoot. But I feel like the positive will be just maybe you guys do listen to each other's intuition, or maybe you guys need to, and this will then be a bigger, more respectable attribute within your relationship, or a more respectable aspect, and it'll help you guys build upon it. Or maybe you guys need to now listen, you know, to each other's intuition as well. Or maybe I'm also picking up maybe like listening to your surroundings a little bit, hearing what people are saying, because things may be happening right underneath your guys' nose and you don't really, because you're so kind of maybe comfortable with these people that you don't really see it coming, and then you guys need to do that. Don't be paranoid now because you shouldn't have to be, but just be alert and see what people are saying about your significant other and make sure you report it back to them. Okay, see. Okay, so you got the 7 of Earth reverse. And they got these 7 of Pentacles. Wow. 7 of Earth reverse and 7 of Pentacles reverse. Same card. Let's see. I feel like maybe you guys are not on the same page. One feels like they're putting in more work than the other. One feels like it's wasted effort, while the other feels like they have maybe more decisions. Okay, I'm also picking up that maybe one person is reaping all the benefits of something while the other is not. But I kind of think that I can say that the positive attribute of this is that maybe you guys are just growing apart as individuals, but it could be a good thing because maybe then you guys can then come together or maybe accomplish things as individuals and come together and then put that together. And then you guys can then build upon that. Yeah, I kind of think that maybe that's what it is, but I feel like something good is going to come out of it. Yeah, building upon it. But working as, okay, I can also see that as maybe you guys just have individual, like differences in terms of individual goals, but I feel like it's maybe more with yourself or maybe what you guys want to do in terms of a career or a job. Maybe you guys have conflicting jobs, but I feel like at the end of the day, you guys have the strength to meet up and actually make it okay for you guys self, and it works eventually, you know, or it all works out in the end kind of thing. Okay, so for your third position, for other matters or things that need to be addressed or considered, being on the same page again, I think that that's really what it is. I mean, maybe one of your guys' plan, I kind of see a clash of wills a little bit. Maybe one has certain plans or certain goals in mind and the other maybe doesn't meet the other halfway. You guys maybe have different views in terms of how you want to do things and how you want to live your life, or maybe you guys have different scruples in terms of how you want to raise, I don't know why I'm picking up children. Maybe you guys need to, okay, I'm almost picking up, maybe get in touch with your spiritual side as individuals. Regardless of what it is, you guys have to then be okay with, you guys have to be okay with yourself, so that in turn you guys can help each other and be okay with each other. Because, you know, you have to know what you want and who you are. Unless, you know, if we don't address that or at least get a hold on that somewhat, we don't have the energy nor the, you know, having that wise, you know, spin or aspect to you where you can then give it back to the other person. Okay, so, okay, Scorpio, you got the Magician. Oh wow. Is there some twin flame stuff going on here? Both upright. Okay, you guys both have dreams and goals. Okay, that's cool. But I feel like they may just be very different. But like I was saying about the Seven of Pentacles, kind of feel like you guys both have the same amount of drive in terms of what you guys want to do. And I feel like you guys do have the same ambition. But I feel like you guys maybe have to work together more, or come up with, or meet in the middle a little bit more, or meet in the middle for sure. Meet each other halfway. Maybe work on compromise, because the magician can be someone who's very ambitious in terms of what they want to do. So they kind of have, I don't want to say tunnel vision, but sort of like their eyes on the prize kind of thing. Does the ends justify the means? Like that kind of, in that sense. You guys then have to maybe help each other along each other's journey, but make sure you guys are honest, and open communication is there with you guys along the way, so you guys can then support each other in the manner as to which you guys need to support each other, or in the manner as to which you both require as individuals, because if you don't communicate, you won't see it and you won't catch it. Okay, in your last position here, for the fourth position, for the negative attributes, maybe one of you is holding on to things, information, or holding on to resources, and the other kind of feels like they have to maybe fake the funk to get something out of you, or maybe they have to act a certain way to get something out of you, or vice versa. I'm also kind of picking up maybe you guys are growing apart. That could be it too. Maybe one of you maybe got a better job or something, and then the other one's kind of staying stagnant, and one kind of feels like one maybe makes more money than the other. And I'm not picking up that you guys make like each other feel bad about it, but maybe one secretly, elusively feels bad about it, and they kind of subconsciously it's playing out in the relationship. Maybe trying to one-up each other subconsciously. But I do see a lot of holding back, maybe not being so honest. And the other is maybe oblivious to it. Let's see. Okay, Scorpio, you got the Eight of Fire reversed. And they got Justice. Okay. What's fair? Who's getting what? Is someone maybe doing a lot of things, or maybe trying to avoid certain things or certain aspects from actually happening or manifesting? The other kind of has to clean up the mess. Maybe one feels more secure with themselves while the other one doesn't. Could be dealing maybe with an Aries, a Libra. Could be dealing maybe with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. I think that was it. I think in terms of these zodiac signs. Oh, also an Aquarius maybe specifically. So going back to your fourth position here, kind of feel that maybe one of you is not seeing the errors of your ways. Or maybe, let's take us, on the contrary, maybe one of you now is seeing the errors of your ways, and you're seeing that maybe how much upheaval you contributed to the relationship. Maybe you guys separated for a while, and one came back, and then one came back and admitted their wrongs, and maybe, that other party took you back, or, or maybe I'm also picking up that maybe the building of respect is maybe more prevalent, or that's something that you guys may need to work on a little bit more. Maybe one is more, I'm not sure why I'm picking up on this too, but maybe one talks about it more than actually does it. They're more talk than action, and then the other is more action and maybe less talk. Okay, I think that's all I'm picking up on, Scorpio. There was a lot that was going on there, a lot of messages. This is crazy right here. Wow. You guys both got in reverse. I feel, just kind of going off of this now, not really maybe so much in position, or in card position specifically, but I feel like both of you do have the drive. and both of you do want to manifest your guys' goals and your plans, and you guys have all the materials maybe to do that right now. But I feel like you guys don't really respect each other's maybe choice of career, or maybe one, for instance, just for example, one wants to be maybe a guitar player, and the other one maybe has like a corporate job, and the one that has a corporate job maybe looks at the guitar player like, are you done playing with your toy? Like, it's not a practical career, like something like that. I'm kind of picking up on. But you guys are both passionate, but you guys have to support each other, and through thick and thin, and that includes accepting each other for who you are. Okay, Scorpio, make sure you guys, I'm going to leave the reading with this. Make sure you guys celebrate each other's strengths and forgive each other's weaknesses. Okay? All right, Scorpio, we'll see ya. Hope you enjoyed your spread for the solar eclipse this August 2017. So Pisces, I can see here that for the first position, for the overall energies, maybe Pisces, like, maybe not seeking enlightenment, maybe you don't feel like you have the need to, or you need the need to actually seek it. Maybe not kind of being yourself right now, maybe not searching for the right answers, maybe just kind of doing your own thing right now. But I think that, in turn, this could affect your partner, where they feel like they would want to walk away, feel like they would need to, like they can't continue on with the relationship, or that you make them feel like they need to walk away, or like there's almost maybe wasted effort there. They don't feel secure maybe within it. They kind of just want to just leave the situation and not really, deal with it. And maybe you're preventing some growth in terms of the relationship, or maybe preventing it from moving forward. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify it here. Okay, Pisces, you got the Mother of Fire reversed. And your partner got the Hierophant. Maybe, possibly, there could be some issues of like, one, maybe their boundary lines are a little bit too high up, and the other one kind of maybe tramples over them. Maybe one doesn't trust the other sometimes. That could be it too. Maybe one's a little bit more creative. Maybe the other one is more traditional. Maybe kind of, one wants to stay home, maybe is a homebody. The other one really is not. Maybe, possibly, like I said, maybe like growing apart. You guys find each other, like you guys have different goals going on with each other. Right here for the second position, for the positive attributes. I can see there that, from your partner, there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope within the relationship. I feel like one of you guys is being very vulnerable. Also, the other is kind of, they're being amenable to the other partner's needs in terms of vulnerability. And I feel like when there is vulnerability within the relationship, it helps the relationship a lot. It helps bring it closer. It helps manifest certain attributes maybe of your guys' self, or in each other, that you guys didn't expect to actually get out of each other or to find in each other. I'm also kind of getting that, or maybe another possibility could be that maybe, you or your partner has to actually have the hope and have some type of optimism, because, the other one, you or your partner may be kind of faking a lot of the times, maybe, I don't want to say lying, but maybe just throwing little white lies. Maybe, what do you, maybe be a little bit dramatic, well, the other one kind of isn't. The other one has to kind of look at the brighter side. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify, or just this one here. Okay, so Pisces, you got the Two of Cups, your Two of Water reversed. Your partner got the High Priestess reversed. Okay, maybe there could be possibly some secrets kind of going on a little bit. Maybe we're not communicating with the other. I really feel like that's kind of a really big issue with you guys right now, that maybe you guys aren't speaking to each other, being completely honest with each other right now. One's withholding certain information. I'm also kind of picking up that maybe one is feeling a certain type of way, but the other is not, they're not really speaking of how they're feeling. They're kind of keeping it to themselves mostly. And it's causing maybe one of you guys to, or causing the other to kind of throw you off balance because you don't really know if you're coming or you're going. Also, maybe one of you feel like the other's holding in secrets for sure. And the other is maybe not wanting to commit as much, or maybe one feels like they're wasting their time because the other one isn't being completely honest. Maybe one of you kind of knows that the relationship isn't going anywhere, but you guys are kind of just holding on, trying to see what's going on a little bit. Or maybe one of you could maybe just be acting a little crazy and causing the other one to just kind of not want to deal with the situation, not really wanting to actively be involved. Or maybe one of you is on a spiritual path while the other is not. And then you guys' kind of goals aren't really aligned right now. If that's a problem, maybe just wait that out, see how that kind of ends up, and see how things go. Okay, guys? And for the third card position right here, for the matters that may need to be addressed or considerations that may need to be addressed, possibly communication, working together, making sure that you guys are both on the same page. And also maybe one of you could possibly be very slow in terms of how they approach situations. Maybe one of you can be very narrow-minded as well. Someone moves at their own pace, or maybe one of you waits for the other instead of, you know, the one who's waiting actually put more action or put more effort into the relationship. And I feel like when this doesn't happen, you know, communication kind of dies off, or maybe one of you kind of speak to each other in a negative way, maybe bring each other down in a sense, or maybe when you guys do argue or fight, it's really, really bad. And then when it's good, it's really, really good. You guys are going to have to find a healthy balance with that. And also making sure that you guys fill each other in terms of your guys' goals and what you guys want to do and what you guys look for in each other in terms of what you expect out of each other and what you guys need and want. That's very important as well. I'm picking that up too. And also maybe to listen to each other and make sure that, you know, you guys help each other achieve each other's goals. Be there for each other, make sure to rise up against everything, and to understand that, you know, you guys come first within the relationship, but together, and you guys are on the same page, and you guys accomplish the same goals. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify these. Okay, Pisces, you got the Mother of Wind here, or the Queen of Swords. Your partner got the Two of Wands reversed. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of picking up or seeing. Sorry, guys, trying to get the card shape for you guys. Maybe, possibly. I just keep on seeing, Pisces, like it's like you guys are on this different pages for sure. Maybe one of you speaks of your guys' your plans, and the other one kind of shoots them down, or you feel like maybe when you implement a plan, the other doesn't really follow through with it. I'm kind of picking up too that maybe because I feel like one of you may say one thing but then do another thing, or maybe the other may not trust the other too much per se to maybe do things on their own. Maybe if something needs to be done or taken care of, one of you feel like you kind of have to handle it. The other one maybe cannot be, not that they can be trusted like anything deceptive is going on, but just that they can't handle it. Like they don't have the vigor in them to actually pull through with it or to actually go through with it. I can almost pick it up maybe one of you kind of is the one that's like kind of like, hey, let's do this, hey, let's do that, let's go out here, let's do that. And the other is kind of like, oh, I don't know. Maybe one feels like they're putting in more in the effort, or maybe you guys are drifting apart, you know, and communication is just the problem. Maybe you guys can't plan together. Maybe when you guys do plan things together, things just don't seem to work out, or they seem to kind of go astray. Maybe one of you is kind of on a different path. I'm going to go with the spiritual path again. Maybe one of you is on a different path, the other one's not. And maybe communication is really needed, and you guys both kind of know that you need to speak to each other. And it's time, but you guys are, one's failing to do it. And I'm kind of picking up that maybe one person starts a conversation and the other kind of maybe like veers away or kind of runs away from the conversation and just pretends like it kind of went away. Definitely there's some like different, on different pages here. I really do see that. You guys are just maybe don't have really the same goals right now. But that's okay. I mean, because, you know, that spreads diversity and also spreads you guys like be able to support each other in multiple ways, maybe ways you didn't really think that you could. So in terms of your last placement here, we have for the negative attributes. Well, I'm kind of picking up that maybe one of you give more than the other. Possibly one may kind of not really want to share. There can be a lot of maybe a little bit of selfishness going on. There could be a lot of maybe control in terms of what the other person says the other person should do. And I feel like because maybe you guys don't communicate, maybe there can be some lack of closure sometimes, or maybe issues are kind of thrown underneath the rug, or they're swept underneath the rug, or they just don't really happen. I feel like you guys kind of don't really speak to each other sometimes, and maybe things go wrong. Or one may think that, you know, they kind of need to owe the other person or thank the person relentlessly. Or like maybe one person owes what the other person kind of doesn't give, and maybe vice versa. Also kind of picking up that, you know, maybe just you guys both need to stay on point in terms of what you guys really need. I feel like that's like the central issue here. Also, working together, most importantly. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. Let's see. Okay, Pisces, you got the Brother of Fire or the Knight of Wands. And your partner ended up getting the Queen of Wands reversed. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, I think this kind of sums it up here. You guys both are not, this is the clash of wills for sure. I can see this going right here. You guys both kind of just want to do your own thing, and you guys are focused on your guys' own personal goals. Maybe you guys are missing the larger picture in terms of doing things together and being there for each other while you guys are doing things, so that, you know, one of you can feel like the other is more supportive. And I feel like both of you need to kind of do that for each other. Be more supportive of each other's goals. Be more supportive of each other's aspirations, and make sure to arrive when you say you're going to be there. Make sure you be there for each other. Possibly it's hard to come up with the plan because maybe both you kind of want to do things on your, like I said, as individuals on your own. And there can never be some kind of like synchronicity, or sometimes there's always like, you know, one gets frustrated with the other. I can kind of, I'm picking up on that too. One's maybe creating like an environment where hostility is easily found or easily manifested. One can't control the other sometimes, or they can't. I'm feeling like both of you kind of maybe have trouble now in this, you know, this far in the relationship. It's kind of hard to control each other's emotions, or to control your emotions as each other. I'm also picking up, this is going to be a little personal, but I'm kind of getting that, you know, maybe both of you guys kind of reached a point where maybe you guys were being physical with each other, kind of putting hands on each other, and then now it's just that much easier to get to that point. Maybe one of you is, well, both of you are trying to maybe find ways in terms of how you guys can take your relationship to the next level. Maybe one of you feels like they're actually actively seeking other ways, or maybe multiple ways of improving the relationship, while the other is kind of just like, seems like they're very remiss. They're not really there. They're not really present. Okay, Pisces, I think that's all I really have. I think that's pretty much all I'm getting from the spread here. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed your spread for the solar eclipse for August 2017.